Welcome to Lead with Soft Skills podcast with me, your coach and host, JP Warren. This podcast is all about giving you the tools and skill sets to increase your communication skills, influence others, but most importantly, today we're going to be talking about achieving a mindset of resilience, a mindset to get you past those tough times in your industry when things are kind of slow, when customers aren't purchasing as much, and also when things just kind of seem out of your control. For us in the industry that I'm in, it's usually Q4 that's really challenging for a lot of people. This is where budgets are tight. This is where customers aren't really buying as much, and operational plans really kind of slow down and kind of teeter off, waiting to the next quarter to pick up. So I talked to a lot of friends, a lot of circles that are really kind of stressed out right now, especially when it comes to kind of how to navigate the next 2 months, 3 months of the fourth quarter with confidence. So this is kind of a quick deep dive into what to kind of expect and what you can control and what you can't control during this time. So today is all about your mindset. And it's one of those things where I remember historically, I would get very frustrated, not just in Q4, but throughout the year. As a business owner, you can't control a lot of things, especially when you're trying to get your vision across and you're trying to get people across the line to the table. Whenever this happens to me, it usually stirs a lot of anxiety. It stirs a lot of self-doubt. It stirs a lot of me questioning what am I doing? What am I even doing here? So I've realized that throughout this process of dealing with these heightened times of anxiety, of uncertainty, of things just kind of, again, outside of our control, that does create a lot of waves of uncertainty. So today we're going to talk about how to kind of control that uncertainty and how to kind of march forward with your best foot, with a healthy mindset, not just for you, but for those in your circles that care about you and your family members that love you and support you. So let's get into kind of today's topic of navigating Q4, or take it whatever quarter it is. Just take it tough times. How about that? Some tough times that are out of your control. So when we talk about this, there's really kind of 3 points I'm going to kind of fall under these two subjects. So the first one is, number one, how to control your mindset. I've always said this, and you always hear this kind of repeatedly. There's 2 things you can control in this life. That is your mindset, your beliefs, and that is your actions or behaviors. So first, let's talk about mindset, okay? The number one thing for you to realize whenever times are kind of doom and gloom, or it's very high stress, it feels like that you're kind of on the pressure cooker, or there's not really much you can move, not a lot of movements you can make right now. Well, it's understanding this. First off, you're not alone. There's a lot of people in your situations. There's a lot of people in your circumstances that are facing similar challenges. And I'll be willing to bet that a lot of people actually are probably facing more difficult challenges than you are. So understanding that you're not alone during these times of high stress or high anxiety or things out of your control, whether it's a customer not buying something or whether it's your company being acquired and now you have new management. So, and a lot of people face this. A lot of people face these challenges. Unfortunately, a lot of people face these challenges quietly, silently. So understanding that you're not alone is the great mindset to have, is a great understanding to have. So what can you do with that? So I think, first off, there's a lot of power in reaching out to people. It's reaching out to your support group, surrounding yourself with people that inspire you, and don't just kind of give you the same echoing feedback of, yeah, times like this sucks, nothing you can do, grin and bear it. There are things you can do. And that's number one, identifying you're not alone, and then reaching out to people to kind of, just to talk about kind of maybe some frustrations or to vent some things that you're going through, versus taking that back to the house and kind of bottling that up or dealing with your family in that regard. So again, you are not alone if times are tough or if things are facing you that you're challenged with and that you feel like you have no control over, okay? So with that, it goes to our second point, which is practicing gratitude. I know this sounds all pretty hippy-dippy, granola crunchy and all that stuff, but I have really kind of come to believe this just through practicing this. Historically, I would constantly be in a situation of, things are kind of out of my control, things are kind of going not in my favor, so what can I do? Then you start kind of bitching and griping about things that you really don't have control over. So it's very calming, and it's actually kind of recenters you to pause, reflect, and actually showcase what you are grateful about. I'm willing to bet a lot of people out there that where you're at today is a dream that you probably had years and years ago. Where you're at today, you probably wish that you had 3 months ago, a year ago. So understanding like what you're grateful for, if you have food in the fridge, if you have a job, or if you have people around you that support you, want you to succeed, and honestly, if you have your health. Practicing gratitude, there's something about that it's you put out, you receive what you put out. So think about that. I've understood, I guess during my courses of anxiety-ridden times, whenever things do seem kind of like doom and gloom for me, is once I stop focusing on the negatives and stop focusing on like, this is going to be the bad outcome for me to have, once you start kind of putting in gratitude, and whether you feel it or not, just simply saying what you're grateful for, simply repeating what you're grateful for over and over switches your mind from a mindset of living without, or what is that called? I guess living without versus like looking at what you actually have and how far you've come. So again, practice gratitude. That's even saying what you're thankful for. That's just sitting and maybe for 5 minutes and really reflecting, writing down what you're grateful for, how far you've come and where you're at today versus where you've been. And a lot of times during these times of high anxiety situations, whether it's your industry or anything like that, a lot of times people focus on the problems. They focus on the things that are out of their control. They focus on the things that are kind of the dead ends down the road. However, if you actually pause and pull back from the way that you're kind of feeling anxious about something, and actually think about things like, where's the opportunity? Where's the silver lining in here where you can create opportunity from looking at the environment? So what are the opportunities out there? If no one's buying, is there something else you can do? Can you perhaps provide some sort of education to your potential customers for next quarter or the quarter after that? Is there something else that you can do that would be opportunistic during times of not a lot of, let's say, workload? Can you invest in yourself? Can you learn a new skill set? So again, try to look at things rather than from a challenging problem system or problem avenue. Try to flip that. Try to look at where are the opportunities here for me to come out of this shining, thriving, whatever you want to call it. So under the mindset, again, it's really kind of pausing, pulling back, and looking at the situation where it's, hey, look, even if we don't have any control over this, we have control how we think. We have control of what we believe and how we approach these situations, whether it's high anxiety or different challenges in the environment. So get your mindset right, and from that, your behaviors will follow. So what behaviors can we now focus on to kind of get us out of this rut, to get us out of this consistent spiral of complaining about something or just feeling helpless, feeling like a victim in this circumstance? So number one, be present. I know that sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night at 2 a.m. and I'm thinking about things that are not even relevant right now, but my mind goes into that racing mode. Or when I come home and I have an idea and I'm talking to my wife or hanging with my daughter, I have an idea. Next thing you know, I'm kind of not present with my family and I'm gone. How you show up to your home, to your loved ones, and to the people around you that support you is extremely important. That often kind of can tie into your gratitude, where you're actually highlighting the better parts of life, the things we're thankful for and grateful for. So again, be present when you show up. There's a lot of things, that's what anxiety is. It's the belief that we can control the outcome of something in the future. And I think it's like, 92% of the time, what we believe is gonna happen never really turns out to be the case. So don't waste your time living in the unknown future, where of course, as humans, we're always gonna be thinking like the worst case scenario. So again, be present with those that you love and try to show up with the best attitude possible. All right. Another thing is this. A lot of times during high pressure situations or anxiety-ridden situations, people like to escape, whether that's booze, drugs, whatever it is. People like to escape from their current environment, numb themselves. However, that can continue to only feed into the negative anxiety. Whether it's booze and you wake up with all the sugars in your system, you wake up in the middle of the night and with a heightened sense of anxiety or whatever that is. So try to find healthy ways to navigate through this, to decompress, to handle these storms that pop up in our lives that are, again, outside of our control. What is that? Taking a walk. I find that usually whenever I do feel stressed out, I do start kind of getting real short around people around me, and I do kind of get a lot of stress on me. Go outside, take a walk. The first 10 minutes of the walk, I guarantee you're probably gonna have the same stressful feelings, but after that, you're gonna start decoupling. Not only does that happen, you actually get a lot more creative when you're out there on the road walking, moving your feet, getting outside, getting the sunlight. So again, try to find healthy ways to cope, whether that's working out, whether that's reading, whether that's yoga, meditation. I don't care what it is. You do you, but make sure it's healthy for you and the relationships around you. All right? And the third thing that you can do, your behavior, is take action on yourself. Invest in yourself. What skill sets can you learn that will help you improve your career? What relationships or network events can you go to potentially obtain a connection to launch some more opportunity? Where or what avenues in your life could make you a more well-rounded individual, more well-rounded professional? That's again, investing in yourself. Take time for yourself in this time. Focus on you, what you can do to not only stand out, but also to stand out from your competition, but also be a better employee or be a better husband, father, wife, mother, whatever that is. So again, I know times get very difficult, get a lot of anxiety, which is we don't know what the future holds. I always feel like I wish I was 3 months further than I am today. But again, that's just enjoying the ride, enjoying the process, and really giving away to the control that we think that we have and we don't. So control your mindset and control your behavior. And again, you're not alone in these circumstances, all right? So reach out, talk to people, get healthy, and again, be present with those that care about you and show up for them. That's probably the most important things you can do, and you're not taking that on them because, trust me, they can see where you're stressful, and that's not going to be a good result. So thank you for tuning in to what did you think? Lead with Soft Skills, Launch with Soft Skills. Lead with Soft Skills podcast, and we hope that you enjoy this. If you are enjoying this, or maybe someone's going through a tough quarter or a tough time or a tough season in their life, share this with them and talk and be there for them. So thank you, and we'll talk to you soon.